Hey everyone, so I'm here to let you know that I had the pleasure of meeting Joan Elliott. So I don't know if many of you had heard, but a store here in Toronto was organizing a stitch along with Joan. So Joan came up from where she lives in New York for the weekend, and they had two sessions, Saturday and Sunday. So I ended up going to this Sunday stitching day. I went with the Georgetown Stitchers, which is a group that I belong to, and we meet once a month to cross stitch, and we go on different outings. I've only been in the group since March. So there was actually 10 of us that went all together. So I met up at a central location with three of the ladies that were going, and one of the ladies took her van. So we drove to Ingersoll, and Ingersoll is we left here at 7:30, and we made it to the shop at 8:45. So it took us an hour and 15 minutes, which wasn't too bad. Traffic was good. It was a Sunday morning, so nobody was on the road. So we did good time. So we got to the store, and we met the store owner, and then what they did is Joan had designed a special design for this weekend. So you bought the kit, which came with the pattern, the fabric, and the floss. So we picked that up at the store. And then the shop owner said, if you go across the street, so right across the street from the shop was a hall where they were having the event. And then you would get to meet Joan, and she's going to sign your pattern. So we all picked up our patterns. Then we all went across the street, and they had the hall set up with tables. There's quite a few people there on Sunday. And Joan was there, and she was the one that gave us our patterns, and she signed the pattern for us as well. So we got to meet her when she signed our pattern, but what she did throughout the day was she would wander, and everybody was stitching, so she would see what everybody was stitching, and then she would stop and talk to one person and then stop and talk to another. So it was a dream come true for me. I was in heaven. Joan is a very, very, very sweet, nice lady. I mean, she was awesome. She brought up some of her books, some of her patterns. She brought up actually all of her patterns that are stitched on fabric, and she had it laid out on tables for everybody to see, so that was nice. So what we did was we started stitching as soon as we got there. We stitched till about 1 o'clock, and then at 1 o'clock they said lunch was served, so they served us a really nice lunch, and then we started stitching again in the afternoon, and we went right from 9 in the morning until 4 o'clock, and then we all said goodbye, drove home. On the way down it took us only about an hour to get home, which was even better. So I'm really, really, really glad that I got this opportunity. I would never thought in my wildest dreams that I would get to meet Joan Elliott, and it was truly an honor for me, and she's a really, really sweet lady, like I said. So going to the cross-stitch store, I can't go to a cross-stitch store without picking up some stash, so I have a little bit of a haul to show you from that. But I'll start off with, so this is the pattern that Joan Elliott designed for this weekend. I believe it is for sale on the Stitch It Central website. I believe Joan will also have it on her website, so she signed the top of it for me. I ordered actually a 14 count Aida for this one with my kit, but I've been thinking, I've never stitched on linen, and everybody says linen is easy to stitch on, and everybody loves linen, and I'm sure it is. So what I'd like to do is try and stitch this on linen. I've ordered a piece of linen from Witch Health, which I'm hoping will come next week. And I'm hoping that I like the color, because if I like the color, I'm going to try and stitch this on linen. I mean, I can stitch on Aida, I can stitch on 14 count, 16, 18. I should be able to stitch on linen, so that's my goal, is to try to stitch on linen. So the other thing that came with it was the floss. You got the floss, you got the acrylic, and you got the beads. But what I'm going to do is pull the floss that I have in my stash already before I use this one. And then the other thing that came with it was the fabric. So this is the fabric that I chose. I don't know if you can see it. It's a light blue. It is 14 count Aida. It's by Paige Lane, hand-dyed fabric, and it's called Home and Native Land. So hopefully the linen, I ordered a 28 count linen stone from Witch Health. So I'm hoping that it'll be good for that. So my haul from the cross stitch store was this. Didn't have this in my stash for some reason, and I'm kind of surprised. Although maybe I might have it. I have to go through my whole stash and see. Maybe I just stashed it somewhere and don't know where I put it. So that's about that one. Let's see here. So I bought some other charts. I bought this one is a Joan Elliott one too, and I didn't have this, so it's good that I got this. Didn't have that in my stash. This one is a Shepherd's Bush, and it's a Christmas one. It says, "A star shone with heavenly light, shepherds gazed with odd delight. Wise men came with hearts alight. The Christ child was born that night." So I got that one. Bought this one. It's called "Keep the Spirit of Christmas All Year Round." I thought that was so pretty. That's a pretty Christmas one. And then this one is also, this one is by Sandra Cosolini. This one is a Peacock Blackworks Joan Elliott. So I didn't have this one, so I bought that one. And then the other stuff I bought was just some fabric. So this is the Impressions printed needlework. It's got little hearts on it. That's so cute. Actually, you can get it with hearts. What's the other one here? It doesn't say, but there's other styles that you can get. This is 14 count Ada, of course. It's 14 inches by 18 inches. Also bought needlework fabric, 14 count, 14 by 18, marble Ada. There we go. And then I also bought 14 count needlework fabric Ada, 14 by 18. It doesn't say what color this is, but it's a sandy, it's a taupey color. So that was it for my stash. I didn't buy too much because everything is a little bit pricey when you go to your local needlework store. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy it online, but that was my haul. So I took some pictures, and I'm going to try and show you here. Let's see. I don't know how to add pictures into these videos, so if anybody knows how to add pictures at the end of these videos, just send me a message on how to do that, because I haven't figured out how to do that. So let me see. I had it set up here, ready to go, and I went back to where it was before, and I don't know why it did that. So we'll see if I can find them now. Here we go. Okay, so let's see if I can get this going here. Might have to. Okay, so there we go. So that was the ad that they had. Let's see if I can, there we go. So this is a picture of the Georgetown Stitchers group. So that's the 10 ladies that went. The lady on the end here is the shop owner. Her name's Maria. And then you can see Joan Elliott here in the middle. Yeah. And then I'm right there beside Joan Elliott. So there's a picture of me and Joan Elliott with my fire goddess. I had my eyes wide open because normally I have a tendency of closing my eyes in pictures, and I didn't want to get my eyes closed, but I think my eyes might have been a little bit too wide. That's my fire goddess that I'm stitching. This is the shop. It's called Stitch It Central, and it's in Ingersoll in Ontario. And this is actually everybody that was at the Stitch Along. So there's quite a few people. There was a couple gentlemen. There's one there on the end, and I think there's one here on this side as well. So there was quite a few of us. I don't know how many people went on Saturday, but this is the whole group for Sunday. And what they did is they took a picture of like this of the whole group, and they got a mat, and everybody signed the mat, and they're going to frame it and send it off to Joan, so she'll have something to remember that day by. So this is the hall. That's how they had the table set up. And this is what it looked like when you went in and everybody was stitching. There's the haul again. There's the haul again. There's a close-up of the store. And there's the name of the store. It's called Stitches Central. And this is the store when you walk in. When you walk in on the right-hand side, they have a display and they have some of the patterns set up. So took a picture of that. That's not a picture. So this is a picture of the store when you walk into the store. This is the entrance, and then that's the store in there. The thread that they have in the store. Took a picture of that. Took a picture of this gentleman. He was an old gentleman and he was stitching an angel, and I went over and took a look at it, and it was just beautiful. And I asked him, you know what, do you mind if I take a picture of it? And I said, you know what, I have to get you in the picture as well. So just to show my husband that, you know, men should stitch and can stitch. So there's the tables that Joan had with all her designs that were stitched on fabric. There's another one. There's another one. There's more. And more. She had like 3 or 4 tables set up with her designs that were already stitched, and they were all beautiful. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that was my famous moment meeting Joan, and it was a moment that I think I'll remember for a long time. But they're saying that hopefully we can do it again next year, and I'm hoping that, you know, this becomes hopefully a yearly thing. I mean, it would be nice, and maybe they can even look at bringing in other designers, you know. I mean, if they want to keep cross stitch going, you know, it's nice to have designers, you know, come up and meet their fans and get to interact. So yeah, I'm also going to be doing the September stitching tag video next, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.